In this video, I'll be bringing you the super guide for the MW3 Zombies Season 2 Easter egg. We'll be going over how to complete the Act 4 mission Countermeasures, as well as where to collect and upgrade the 4 new artifacts in order to unlock the newest Dark Aether Rift, granting you access to the 3 new schematics. If you find this video helpful, be sure to leave a like and subscribe as we're closing in on 90k. With that all out of the way, let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to be going over is the new Act 4 mission titled Countermeasures. Completion of Act 4 will unlock the Monkey Business Weapon Charm, 10,000 XP, the drum which can be used to open up the new Dark Aether portal, and the new Season 2 story cutscene. Act 4 is pretty self-explanatory as you'll be entering the Dark Aether similarly to the Bad Signal mission from the last season. Before you head in though, I'd get stocked up on your perks, a legendary gas mask, and pack-a-punch your weapon to at least PAP 2. Once you do enter the rift and teleport into the Dark Aether, you'll be greeted by Ravenoff. You two then have to follow the indicator to free some of the Terminus soldiers that are trapped in the building. From there, you'll have to activate the ACV and escort to find Fletcher's last known location. About halfway through the escort, the ACV will be knocked offline by an EMP. If this happens, go near the carnival rides to the UAV tower. Once you go to turn it on, an EMP mimic will reveal itself that you'll have to take down in order to continue the ACV escort. Shortly after, the ACV will ram into the top of a neutralizer. All you have to do from here is just wait until the dialogue stops and then continue on with the ACV until it eventually begins to move again. The ACV will continue until it reaches the infested mall. Enter inside and locate the 15 infected spores that are scattered throughout the mall. This is where the legendary gas mask comes into play because it's kind of hard to find some of these. They're really hard to see even with depth perception, but on the top right corner of the mall you'll actually find an ammo crate where you can replenish your gas masks should you run low. Like I just mentioned, depth perception also really helps during this step because you can see some of the spores through the wall. Once you clear out the entire mall, return to the ACV and wait for Fletcher to meet up with you and Ravenoff. The ACV will then travel to its last location, which is the concert area, and you'll have to complete an Outlast contract in order to boot up the PND and open the portal back to the overworld. Just before entering, you'll be greeted by the Season 2 boss, Kravir. It's really just a Tier 3 Mangler bounty, except he has an EMP charge if he gets too close to you. Super easy to take out, but just be careful because the EMP blast can make you freeze up and die pretty easily. Once you kill him though, you can exfil, but before that, make sure you hit the reward portal and grab the drum because you'll need it to open up the second Elder Dark Aether for the new schematics.
You've got some explaining to do. You're hurt.
I have had worse.
I don't doubt it. Or I wouldn't have to if your file wasn't a black hole.
My file? How did you
Keys. Breaking the locks on a few cold case CIA files from a CIA terminal. Not exactly a challenge. You're making a mess of that. Give it here. You were part of Requiem.
Yes.
What happened to them?
Maxis sacrificed herself to end the outbreak. We promised we would find a way to rescue her. And when we failed, it was a blow. Some of us took it very hard. We vowed never to let this happen again.
So you're 0 for 2 on those promises?
But I am still here, am I not, Dr. Johnson? I am still fighting.
And here's the thing. You shouldn't be. That was 30 years ago, and look at you.
I have good genes.
Oh, that's a crock, and you know it. What was the focus of Requiem's Ethereum research?
Dr. Johnson, Ava, look, perhaps when the outbreak is contained, we will talk of the old days.
Fine. If that's how you want to play it. If you won't help me, I'll find my own answers.
Oh, Eva. Your parents would be... They are. Oh, they are so very proud of you.
It's now time to find and upgrade the other 3 artifacts that you'll need in order to offer to the sacrifice pedestals. All 3 artifacts can be found in the new Dark Aether, and I'd suggest grabbing them while you're completing the Act 4 mission so you can get them all in one go and don't have to go back to that area. The first of the artifacts is the boxing gloves, which can be found at the shipwreck area of the Dark Aether. Activate the obelisk, pick up the insta-kill, and get about 10 melee kills. This will charge up the obelisk and open up a reward portal with the gloves inside of them. The second artifact is a target and can be found in the village area behind the stage where you fought the boss Mangler. For this obelisk, all you have to do is get about 10 headshots shots and the reward portal will open with the target in it. The last artifact is the mirror, and this is the hardest one of them all to complete. Out in the foggy, dried up river area of the map, you'll find the last obelisk. When you activate it, 4 alternate ammo tablets will spawn in. You have to use them to get 10 kills with a corresponding zombie. The first wave of zombies will be emitting a red mist. Use the napalm burst AAT on the red zombies until their mist turns blue. Then pick up the cryo freeze ammo type and get another 10 kills. When the zombies stop emitting gas, pick up dead wire and get another 10 kills. Lastly, the zombies will turn green and you'll have to get a final 10 kills with brain rot. Upon completion, the reward portal will open, revealing the mirror for pickup. In order to upgrade the object, you'll have to exfil from the dark ether and re-enter the overworld with your items in your inventory. The first relic we're going to upgrade is the boxing gloves. Head to the boxing gym in F8 and then interact with the boxing ring. Once you offer up the gloves, run over and melee the punching bags in the right corner of the room. Once they're all emitting a mist, quickly run back into the boxing ring and melee the zombie that spawns into death. The faster you do this, the better, because a ton of zombies are going to spawn along with it. Once you rough them up though, the upgraded boxing gloves will spawn on in. The second relic to be upgraded is the target. For this, head to the firing range that's in H8. Interact with the target and it'll spawn a few more targets that are glowing purple. Shoot them with any gun until they turn red. If you're missing a few, check behind the big wall that's behind the targets and over by the second firing range that's closer to the water. After all the targets are shot, a zombie will spawn and you'll have to headshot, and once that's complete, they'll drop the upgraded target. The last artifact to upgrade is the mirror, and this can be done in the graveyard in I3. Head over to this tree and offer up the mirror to spawn in AATs at the top of this building. A zombie will then spawn with the same colored mists from before in the dark ether that you'll have to kill with one of the matching AATs. After the zombie dies, you'll be given the upgraded mirror. Once you have all of the upgraded artifacts, make your way to the new dark ether rift that's on the mountain in the tier 3 zone. You'll find 4 pedestals inside of the tornado, each one corresponding to one of the 4 items that you have to upgrade. Place each one on their proper pedestal, and after the 4th is placed, a new dark ether portal will appear along with a mimic HVT. Take out the mimic and you'll be rewarded with a regular ether sigil. You can now enter the new dark ether to collect some of the new loot. Just like last season, there's a regular version of the dark ether and an elder version where you can find all the new schematics. If you have an elder sigil stashed from a prior game, you can use it to go directly into the elder ether where you can start unlocking schems. Once you teleport into the elder ether, you'll have 15 minutes to complete 3 different Mr. Peaks contracts. I would highly suggest using the Scorcher while traversing this area because you have limited time to complete all 3 contracts and they're really spread out. The first Mr. Peaks is an HVT contract and can be found on the right side of the map on one of the big buildings near the shipwreck. The second Mr. Peaks contract is an ether extractor and can be found at the very top of the mall. This one's probably the hardest one, so I'd suggest throwing a Casimir, monkeys, or decoys to allow you a safe opportunity to fuse the missiles. The last Mr. Peaks contract can be found inside on the top floor of the apartment building that's across from the gas station and carnival area. This is probably the easiest one. It's literally just an Outlast contract. Just run around and try not to die. Keep in mind, guys, you're not guaranteed to get a schematic each time you complete these contracts. The most common schematic you'll find is the blood burner key. The one that you'll find about a third of the time is the mags of holding schematic, and the rarest one I've only found in one of 9 contracts was the VR11 schematic. It's there, guys. Trust me, if you're having trouble with this, just keep running it. You're eventually going to find it. Aside from the schematic RNG, this dark ether is much easier than the last one, but like I mentioned, I would highly recommend bringing in the Scorcher so you can traverse the map as quickly as possible. It's a very open space. As a bonus Easter egg, you guys can actually find Element 115 rocks around the concert site. They all play the same noise that they made in Kino der Toten, and activating all 3 of them will play the instrumental for 115. I don't want to jump the gun, but I'd bet money this is hinting at Element 115's eventual return on a much larger scale, as there are literally 115 rocks on this map. As the remainder of MW3 zombies play out, we'll likely see more and more hints at 115 and the Ether Story items returning. Dr. Monty's Gobblegum are also rumored for the upcoming game in the fall, and I wouldn't be surprised if some version of Monty, the Shadow Man, or a hybrid of both of them is somewhere lurking in the dark ether waiting for the right opportunity to escape. That's just a theory, but it's something I can totally see happening as we get closer to Gulf War zombies. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. In the comments below, let me know what you think about the Season 2 related update, and honestly just the 115 rocks in general, because I wasn't expecting them to bring anything back pertaining to Element 115, as it's supposed to no longer exist in this universe, but it really does get me excited for the direction of the story. Good luck on your dark ether runs, guys, and stay safe.